All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? I am talking to anyone who gives a shit. I got my two spirals next to me and crooked as fuck. I really wanted to talk about something that was impactful and that I feel like could possibly have some medicine in it for other people. And it goes hand in hand with a lot of the emotional processing work that I've been personally embarking upon and love to share with other people. How to do the methods that I have integrated in order to, I don't know, be my best version and stuff. I don't care that I'm crooked if you don't. Today, I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to invest a lot of money somewhere, and I was really on the fence about it. I was like, on the surface, that would seem like the thing to do, but there was a feeling deeper within me, more like in my core, that was like, I don't want to put my money there. And that's a really sacred thing because our money is our life force and like what we choose to continue creating, and how one avenue that we can use to get our life force to continue creating. So I was like, I just, since I didn't feel 100% about it, I was like, I was digging into it a little bit because it's something that on the surface, like, you would think, like, yeah, I really want to put my money there, and it just wasn't 100%. So I wanted to go into it a little bit more. So I was contemplating the feelings that I was having around that topic of where I was possibly going to put my money. And I was surprised that I ended up getting a feeling like I basically had a flashback of this experience I had when I was a toddler. That I just like thought, like, I'd done so much work on this particular experience already that I really like. It always surprises me when it comes back up. Like, I'm like, holy fucking shit! Like, I can't believe that this, like, is, resurfacing. Yeah. um. Okay, so, like, and I realized that um it was like a combination of experiences, like, and just for a little more context, like, I'm like kind of I love self-help, I love healing, and I follow a lot of healing and, like, self-awareness cultivating, like, social media pages. And recently, on a page that I followed, I honestly don't remember, I'll try to tag it if I remember. But it was a page talking about basically, like, habits that become behaviors that are formed out of trauma. Um, and, or, yeah, I said that slightly correctly, but then to take it further, like, not just habits, but also, like, sensations or feelings. Like, it was a list of, like, 10 symptoms of trauma that you might not necessarily think are trauma related, but they are symptoms of trauma. And I was going through this list, and there was a few that really stuck out to me that, like, I never really think about, but that I do experience from time to time. But the one that stuck out the most to me, um, that I was pretty surprised when I realized, like, oh shit, like, it's always surprising to me whenever somebody puts words to something that I've never really previously seen words put to before. Um, and in this way, like, relating it to trauma. The words were the symptom was feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. That was the symptom, feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. And I've heard that term before. I've heard of that, but I've never like considered that as like a symptom of trauma. But the post went on to say that feeling uncomfortable in one's own skin is a symptom of feeling rejection to the point that you feel unworthy, like, period, is what it said. Like, feeling rejection to the point that you don't feel worthy. And I guess to take that a step further, logically, it would kind of mean like feeling like worthy of your own body, like worthy of your own sovereign self, because like what we learned in the Sophia Code Ascension Academy is that we really are sovereign beings. We really are divine beings that are so, so, so worthy of our heart's truest desires for our lives. And so I was like, yeah, like I do feel uncomfortable in my skin sometimes. Like I'll literally feel like, yeah, there have been times, I mean, no, this has been like a recurring kind of like symptom in my life where I'm like, I just like don't feel like good in myself right now. And it, for some reason, I don't know. No, when I think about it, when I think back to the trauma that I'm pretty sure kind of like spawned this sensation, it makes sense, but like I sort of like feel it like over my head. Like I it's so weird. I've never really tried to describe it before, honestly, but it's like I'm like, I just don't feel good like in here. Like this just doesn't feel good to like be in. Um so I was kind of shocked when I was reading that the other day, and I was like, oh, oh fuck, that's a trauma response. Like, oh, and so and then it has to do with rejection to the point that you feel unworthy. And you know, scroll forward a little bit if you're like not into a trauma dump. I'll try to keep this within like 2 minutes. But an experience I had, I don't know, honestly, I don't even know if I should really talk about it all the way. But I was like a toddler and I experienced some massive rejection that then spawned into like within the span of about literally like within the span of about like 5 to 10 seconds, I felt rejected, shamed, and that the amazing, awesome, creative endeavor that I was excited about was not going to happen anymore as a result of the shame. And like literally I was a toddler, and like it was like information that I received that fucking floored me. Like within like 5 to 10 seconds, I was uncontrollably bawling my eyes out, screaming on the floor. Like I crumpled because like so much that was so relevant and important for me, and within a span of 5 to 10 seconds, like vanished. And like in addition to like the potential that I was feeling, I was also feeling rejected and shamed. Like I went out of body. Like when I go back to think about this experience, I can very clearly like, and even back then, like I can remember being a toddler in this experience, like looking at myself. Like I would, like I went like out, you know, I went, yeah, I wasn't in, that pushed me out of my body. Um, it was like it was like a massively traumatizing moment. um, yeah, so like I'm sitting here thinking about this like rejection. Um, and and then like the shame. And I've gone into those sensations surrounding this particular experience before. But then, like, fast forward to earlier this day, I'm like sitting here thinking, like, what is this feeling? I'm like getting really curious about this feeling that I'm having about where I want to put my money. And I'm like, what is so, like, weird? Like, what's going on? Like, what? And so, I don't know, let me try to get back to the point. So I'm sitting with this feeling kind of like in my core of like something isn't right here, like I don't get to do what I thought I was going to do. And a, a a a big part of me, like I went back to that moment because part of the integration practices that I like to teach that I've learned from other teachers are about calling to mind, just like allowing the divine knowingness to be present, and then calling to mind when was the first time that I experienced this sensation, because oftentimes if it's so traumatic and it's stuck in our body once, oftentimes it will continue playing out like throughout, I don't know, for a long time or whatever. I'm really committed to like keeping an eyeball on these kind of things and like kind of like slithering into like new scenarios based on like healing and attention and self-care and self-love and presence with all of these sensations. So one of the practices that I have integrated is saying like, when was the first time that I experienced this? And so I went into that practice with this sensation that I was feeling in my core, like, when was the first time that I felt this? And immediately what popped up was this scenario. And like I know how the scenario like plays out. It continues on for like another like 5 to 10 minutes, where I'm like bawling my eyes out and like very out of body. But what it brought me to was something I had never really gone into before, which was like the crux just before this information came to me that was traumatizing as fuck. Like, there was this like moment where I was so fucking excited for what I was about to do. Like, I was so happy, elated, delighted about what was about to happen. And then something so like significantly different happened. And I'm so glad I can laugh about it right now. But I was about to be creative. Like, I thought I was about to experience something very creative with someone very dear to me. And that was what my memory was taking me back to earlier today when I was doing this practice. I was like, oh, interesting. Like, I've never really thought a little bit further back in that little scenario, like what was happening just before this like crackdown of like rejection and shame and like hopelessness almost. And it was like this super like satiated anticipation. It was literally like an anticipation that was so like humbling and like just felt so good. And I think that's where this sensation was coming from today. Like this like pattern of like just being on the crux of this amazing like creational moment with someone that I really care about and that I feel a lot of love from. And then all of a sudden it's not happening. And I'm also experiencing the feeling of rejection and the feeling of shame. And I was a toddler, like, and this scenario, like, I think that this has been like sort of a pattern of you know, it's been like a waveform pretty much for me. And I'm like so grateful that I can talk about it right now. And I'm so grateful that I've been praying so much lately with water. I've been sipping a glass of water like many days. I will take a cup of water. I will take a glass jar of water and put it near my heart so that my heart frequency is pumping right into this water, like electrifying and informing this water of my heart's desires. And then I've been praying a lot for healthy divine masculine. I've been praying a lot for my highest success in this lifetime without needing to understand what it looks like. I just trust that when I imbue the frequency of those things into the water, that water is going to come into my body and it's going to bypass all of my mental factors that are possibly not allowing me to move forward in those ways. This water is going to wash into my body. It's going to become each and every cell of my being. And I'm going to be resonating with the frequency of that highest success, of that divine masculine. And I really think that it's because of this practice that I've been pretty diligent with lately. That's been, it's helped me like crack open this realization today. And you know what, like it was really, really big to realize that not only did those components that kind of followed like the initial like trauma, like the rejection and the shame, like not only were those relevant moments in the shaping of my patterning that would inform my patterning for like the next like 2.5 decades of my life, but also what is now being called into the frame is also the feelings I was having like directly before that, of like, yeah, everything I said before. Yeah, this anticipatory like gratitude and like feeling of awe almost, that I was having right before that. And so I find that really, really fascinating, how not only was this pattern of like rejection and shame that was then affecting my feeling of like worthiness to be in my body, but I think that there was also this imprint of that, all of those like feelings that one would deem more desirable before that. And yeah, I don't know how relevant this will end up being, but I felt really, I felt really entrained to the advice of following the thread of your emotional experiences that you might think are like imprints from like a older trauma. You might be interested in seeing what more more desirable emotions were also part of that scenario at any point, like before, during, or after. That might also give you some insight into your own patterning. And when I had this realization of this moment just before all that shame and rejection, like I was like, oh fuck, like that is why I'm feeling what I'm feeling right now, because it's like something like I want to do this. It's co-creative, it's collaborative, it seems like the right thing to do, but really like it's like a little more immature than I really want to show up. It's a little more immature of a choice to invest in than honestly than what I really desire for my co-creation. Um, and I'm grounding every day in my spiritual mastery, and I'm like praying in all this ascension in my body, and I'm like so thankful for the ways that I've been able to show up for myself, integrating these integration pathways with emotions. And I think that's all I really wanted to share. This was Swan Rose signing out.